Kyler Murray's deal is done. The next guy up for a contract is Lamar Jackson, Ravens quarterback. Did not hold out, showed up for training camp. But once you show up, you're there. I don't want to get into the details of the CBA, but if you're there and you leave, it's a lot harder to exert real leverage. They can, if they want, play ultra hardball with you and shut you down for the full year by sending out the 5-day letter. If you don't come back, that's it. If they choose to, they can shut you down for the whole year. Can't be traded, can't play, you're out. Now, would a team really do that with a starting quarterback? I don't know. But now that Lamar's there, the chances of him walking out the door are slim, but it could still happen. Because again, would the Ravens truly shut him down for the full year if it came to that? But he's there. Will he not practice until he gets a deal? I think he shouldn't practice until he gets a deal. And in the past, when Josh Allen did his contract, I said that Lamar Jackson should take that same document into the office of Ravens GM Eric DeCosta, cross out Buffalo Bills, write in Baltimore Ravens, cross out Josh Allen, write in Lamar Jackson. Take that deal. That was last year. Then Deshaun Watson gets his deal with the Browns. Same thing. Take that contract in, cross out Browns, put in old Browns, Ravens. Sorry, Miles. Cross out Deshaun Watson, put in Lamar Jackson. Well, now I'd flip it around. If I'm DeCosta, I take that Murray deal and I say, hey, cross out Arizona Cardinals, Baltimore Ravens. Cross out Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. That's how much better the Murray deal is for the team than the Watson deal is for the teams out there. And we know Steve Bisciotti, not a fan of the 5-year full guarantee because he said so at the league meetings after the Watson deal was done. So Jackson not represented? Should be. And this isn't, oh, he's trying to help his agent friends. I just spent 5 minutes explaining why my willingness to tell the audience the truth will tend to piss off the agents who are trying to make their deals look better than they are. But I think every player needs to have a good agent who understands the market, who has the relationships, who can say to the team the things that need to be said, who understands the funding rule, who understands the other nuances and niceties. That's what every player needs, and that's what they deserve. Don't get hung up in the 1%, 2%, 3% thing. You got to pay a fee. That's fine. And it hurts when you have to write a check for it instead of having it come out of your paycheck. Try paying quarterly taxes if you want to see some real pain when it's time to pay something that isn't taken out of your check. They take it out of your check, it feels a lot different. So I get it. And I think Lamar Jackson, end of the day, and I think Russell Okung, Richard Sherman, and most of the other players that don't have an agent, it's ultimately about not recognizing where the value comes from. Oh, I got to pay this guy 1%, 2%, 3%. All he did was make a few phone calls a few years ago. There's more to it than that. And this deal, I think, got more complicated for Lamar Jackson because the Murray deal is so team friendly and because the Watson deal is so player friendly. Jackson needs an advocate. Because what's your argument? If you're Lamar Jackson now and they bring in the Kyler Murray deal, now, I know it's a little bit different because Jackson's only got 1 year left before the franchise tag dance. But if you just tack $46.1 million with $100 million fully guaranteed, another $60 million guaranteed for injury, if you tack that onto what Jackson is due to currently make this year, there it is. There it is. Maybe you make it 46.2 instead of 46.1. There it is. Easy to put it together. And from Jackson's perspective, what's his response to it? Other than, no, I want more. Well, why do you want more? Give us a formula. Why should you get more than Kyler Murray? And I guess if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'd say, well, I won a league MVP the year he was a rookie. And look at his playoff performance last year. Of course, the response to that would be, well, at least his team made the playoffs. So he was 10-2. He was an MVP candidate until he had an ankle injury. There's always going to be that back and forth. It's always better to have someone other than the player being the one engaged in that back and forth because you can piss off the player. You can fracture the relationship when an agent isn't involved. It's a very delicate thing to do. I deal with that all the time, frankly. I don't have an agent. Sometimes you got to speak hard truths. Sometimes you got to say, look, this is Mike the agent talking, not Mike the client. it can mess up the relationship. And now with the Murray deal and the Watson deal, the Jackson deal, I think becomes more complicated.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.